But each time she was 2, and I would always remember her as in the living in the island, Long Island, Nassau County. And in the living room, it was the couch, a section couch across the window, and she sat up in the couch, look out the window, and keep on hollering, "Side, ma, side, ma, side, side." And so I had no time to go outside. I go outside with her. I stayed for a couple of minutes, but then I had things to do. So I figured, well, how can I? She wanted to go outside. She liked to be inside. So it comes to me, I know what I do. I make sure that the back of the backyard was clean. There were no ants there, there was no kind of anything that would hurt her. So what I did, I got a harness that you get for the dog, and I tied that about it. Well, oh my God, I was criticized by everybody.
Oh,
You,
gosh.
you think I says, believe me, you hollering and bawling and crying ain't gonna bring her back. See? Because she's not gonna stay in the backyard. She gonna go run in the front yard out in the street. Okay, the traffic is bad. We don't have bad traffic. But still just mishap. So it's best for me to be safe and not sorry. So that's and she was quite happy because the harness she had the last room where she could auntie would watch me sometimes they work in the garden and she would watch me there. Okay. Well, that was fine. Then she had some friends that was older than her. She was about 4, no. But she was about 4, and they were kindergarten age. And at that time, they have the preschool. Preschool was at certain school had but the public school didn't have the preschool. So all her friends that she played with were kindergarten age. So they all going to the school, and she was mad because she could not go to school. So I decided to go to the Lutheran. They had the preschool, and we took her there to the Lutheran school, and they kept her there for 4 years, and then she was 5, and then she went to do the kindergarten. Well, when she went in kindergarten, they put her in, she in the first grade, and they put her back into kindergarten. So, anyway, it was that bad because she was young. So, anyway, she didn't different. All she cared for was that she was in school. So, my friend across the street said to me one day while we came by, she said, I'm taking a walk out in the village. I think it's Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
During the summer months when they were in school. He said, I'm taking a walk. I heard there's a piano place open. And I'm going to take my daughter there to try to give her piano lessons. He said, would you like to walk with me? I said, oh yes, I will walk with you. So she took her daughter and I took Vicky, my daughter. And we walked out in the village, which is the Malvern. And we found the piano place. And walking there, and she said to the man, I would like to give my daughter piano lesson. So he said, oh, sure, come on in. And we all went in, and he put her on the piano, and he played the scale, and asked her to read it. Well, she just couldn't play the scale. And this Sylvia, Vicky was looking like a mad woman, wild one, looking. He said to me, your daughter is just a looking? Let me try her. So he tried her at the scale, and she got up there and play a scale, just like she was doing it all now. He says, Miss Stone, you have to give this child piano lesson. I said, well, I know, but I just can't afford it. I can't afford to buy a piano, and I can't afford to pay for a piano. We just move out here, and we have a lot of expense. So far, so I'd like to give him a piano lesson. He says, well, don't worry about it. I have a baby grand in my basement. I will send it to you for $125. You pay me what you can. I will have it moved into your house, and I will have the tune, and I will charge you $105 per weekend. I will give her 2 months free lessons.
Wow.
And I said, thank you very much. And he did. He did exactly, and he moved that piano into my house, and we had the room, and we called it the music room. And he really started to practice piano. Well, she would be outside playing, and so they're playing with a ball, I think. I don't know what she played with. And the ball fell into the grate. You know that the grate across the street?
Yes, ma'am.
And the ball fell down in
the grate.
our sick area in the grate. And she pushed her hand down in there to get the grate, and we heard her screaming. I go out there she was, laying flat, trying to pull her hand out of the grate. Mr. Carpenter came. Mr. Carpenter, I tell both, Mr. Carpenter. Mr. Carpenter came out, and he came out, and they did everything to try to. So eventually they said we'd have to call the policeman. So they did. And they took a crowbar and bend it and pull her around. And they tell her, the next time you do this, we could cut off your arm. They stay down there and so that a boy she was hollering and screaming the whole time.
Oh, boy.
So one day I was pulling out the driveway. I pulled out the driveway, going to war. And I don't know what happened. The steady car, it hit the fence, and instead of me stop and see what happened, I kept on pushing. I pushed the car, the fence, and she got the car. Mr. Computer, Mama, knock your fence though. We can shut up. Mr. Computer, Mama, knock your fence up. Mama, tear your fence up. We can stop. So when the Mr. Computer came out, the computer says, oh, it's okay. It's all right, don't worry. It's not bad, I can fix it. Miss Stone, don't worry about it. So I said, because you can't do that again, I'll beat you good. So stop. So you shut up.
I can't help but laugh.
So anyway, Herman was riding his bicycle, and Vicky decided that since she was about 4 or 5, decided she wanted to ride with him. So she insists that he put her on the handlebar, and so she fell off, and she got scared because she fell off, and she started screaming, and he picked her up and brought her. Ma! And he started drinking. Mama, beat him, he knocked me down. He put me in his car bicycle and threw me up. Beat him. I said, Vicky, Herman will do that to you. Herman wouldn't. Herman says, she insists I get on the handlebar. And then she fed up. Then she wants you to beat me because of her foolishness. When she carried on something awful, I said, anybody get beat here, only it's going to be you. Because you brought it all on yourself, okay? So I will take her inside, wash her face, and give her a glass of milk or some, I'll cook her something. And that's the end of that. When it's, then we were in, there was a dance class, and then the little city, the little town had a program where they had the people came in, musicians had to dance. To dance, it was a county thing. So we heard about it, that they were having this the free dancing. So my neighbor had, whose daughter was 2 years older than Vicky, we went down there to see what's by the school. So when we went in there, it was elderman or a councilman was in charge of it.
Oh, okay.
So they had this woman and her daughter who were teaching the kids to do all the different dances. And he decided he was in charge of it. And he decided that he would have a demonstration in the mall with all these children dancing. And I said to him, I don't think so. Because my daughter and my friends, we just started. So we don't know, they don't know the first thing of the dance. And what I have seen so far, the people, the children, they don't even know what they're doing. So he says, what's your name? And I told him, Enid Stone. He said, well, Mister, I tell you what, since you don't know someone, you take over. I'm free. I said, thank you, I will. So I called all the mothers in. I got on the phone, got the list of the people, called the mothers in, and told them, I said, look, forgot the government wants to have the dance group at the
At the mall?
at the mall. I said, but I don't think so. I don't think the kids ready to do any demonstration. So they agree. So they said that. I said, he says he gave up. He leave it to me to do whatever we want to. So she said, well, that's how. They said, oh, a good idea. Let's give it a name. And call it the mother's group, the mother's children, the mother's something. And so we got rid of the mother and her daughter who didn't know the first thing about dancing and get a good woman who could dance, and the city paid for her.
Oh.
And then Vicky and Valerie had a dance routine that was like around the world, and they had a so I decided, no, the funny thing about it, these mothers was all eager and yes, let's do this, let's do that. And come to find out, they drop the kids off at the dance sets and walk off and leave them, and don't come back, be back by 7 o'clock to pick up the kids. And we would sit there about 9 before they come. So I told, I was the president, and to give government advice, I told her, I says, you know what, this is a safe section. I can put those kids outside to sit at the step, and we going over. When the mother come, they'll find the kid outside. She said, no, we can't do that. You go home, you go on. But I will say, and so I said, honey, if you do that, they will continue it. You do what I do, say, one time they will be there to pick up the kids at 7 o'clock as usual. But she insists, and sometimes she said she'll say it till 10 o'clock before the mothers came. They wouldn't come to meeting. But anyway, we had this dance instructor was good, and she really did a good job. And so with that, teenagers want to do it. So we had about four or five teenagers, and some boys with they play the drum. They wanted to join. So we had the boys to come in and play the drum. Anyway, I figured that the first year I sat down and made costume for everybody. But the second year, I decided we are just having to be a homemade costume. So we're going to get some advertisement. So I went ahead, and now I'm going to tell you, I went ahead and I had my husband to write a letter for me, telling the people what we're doing and how we want to excel. And we wanted to sell ads. So we did. Oh my God, you got a magazine? And I saw the tickets, we sold tickets for $10. So the teenagers, I gave each child 10 tickets. And they sold it. But the teenagers, and I told Carter, I said, if you don't sell any tickets, you are on the program. But I can get there and explain that you're sick or something, so you won't be able to perform, okay? Because you are not getting up there and not selling any tickets. Because their money is supposed to pay for the costume that you go wear. So, there. Okay, we patient. So, the Sunday evening is the program. And here they came. I told them, they said, call me. My name is in the program. I said, that's right. Your name is in the program. And you will not be in the program unless you sell some of those tickets. That was all by $50 for the tickets. More than that, the guy had 10. So, with that, when Sunday morning come, and believe me, they sold those tickets that Sunday. Because they want to be in the program so bad.
Yeah.
And they coming up, and they called me, and the mothers didn't show up for the meetings. But the night of the program, there they were, all dressed up as on the stage. They are the committee. Oh, come on, Mr. Young. I said, don't, I'm not up there. I'm 40 people. I ain't gonna be. So, I had, my husband left, we left Long Island and moved to Queens. And I said, well, somebody else can take it over. No, nobody wanted to do it. So it
died.
That was the end of it. But can't you come, I'm in Queens, that far, can't you come once a week for that rehearsal? I said, no, you ought to hear why can't one of you take it? So anyway, that was the end of it. So I think Ricky at that time was 10 years old.
Mm.
And then we moved into Queens. And ev- everything was fine. She joined the youth group there, and it was fine. Okay, it was our anniversary. Um, And Vicky came, at this time I think she was 14 years old. She came with the great idea that she going to give us a treat. We going to go downtown to a show, and from the show we're going to a Japanese restaurant. And that would be her treat to us. She had the money. She ain't working nowhere. She was 14 years old. But
So she's gonna take y'all out, and she ain't got
yeah,
no
well,
money.
you know. Meanwhile, yeah, and she did. We went along with her, and she even remembered the show we saw. And that's the first time we went to the Japanese restaurant.
Mm.
I thought it was very nice.
Mm.
It was very nice. And so, but I had a time with her, because she wanted all the kids at the time would be outside playing in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
and she had to practice her piano.
Mm.
And I don't care how gifted you are, if you don't practice, you ain't no good.
Mm.
And and I had to sit down with her so that, and the Francie girl, one girl, much older her, that big Savior, always remember Vicky crying and carrying because she wanted to come out and play. And she had to play I said, if she was smart, I would have to tell her to go practice the piano.
Mm-hmm.
She go and practice piano and do a good job, and then she can go out and play. I don't stop her.
Mm.
But anyway, we left after the people robbed the house in the Queens,
Mm.
and the people, the house was robbed while we were in it, and it was scary. That was scary.
Mm.
And when Herman called some members of the vestry and told them about, oh, Father, Son, oh, there are me too, oh, for this, oh, that. He said, I understand you walking there put up with something like that. I mean, the guy next door, the Green, came over and looked at that table. He says, did you see the table? I said, no, I guess not. He said, you called the police? I said, yes, we had to call police because that's the only way we go get reimbursed from the
Yeah.
insurance.
Right.
He said, Lord, the police will tell them they miss a table, a beautiful table there, and they're going to come back. And then basically the police ain't going to do those. Also, if you go down to police down in the basement, is all those people's things that the police take and sell them.
Mm. Mm.
So anyway, so after we had this Monday with the organist that being drunk Christmas Eve night, and I told him that if he was glad we were leaving, because if he can be next to the receiver, the way they're drunk like he was, I would personally take him from behind the organ and throw him out. And so he stopped up, said, well, I know how to be. I know what people are talking with an accent, but that they sing with what. And so with that, we left, came to Augusta. And the first, I think Vicky had to, they had a graduation, became in January, and they had the graduation in March, April actually, and she had to play the organ for them. She played the organ.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She was right. She played the organ like crazy.
Oh, wow. This is for the graduation she played.
For the graduation there. They had somebody played and while we're there, the school out. And look, at 4 o'clock, well, the biggie. 4 o'clock, the biggie. I can't be called police. Oh, I went to, the teacher was sick at the hospital. I went to visit. I said, well, they had a phone. You could call. I said, you here. We don't know anybody. So if you can visit the hospital, at least call and tell me, well, Mom, I'm not going to be. I'm going to be late coming home. I'm going to the hospital to see my teacher something. I said, but to walk off like that, make you very nervous.
Because you were new to Augusta, right?
Right. So everything was there. I'm fine after that. Then we moved, bought the house in Augusta. And Vicky decided she going to invite this girl for dinner. And then they're going to leave and go to basketball game.
Okay.
So I asked her, I said, well, Vicky, what would you like? What eat? Oh, just make some spaghetti and salad and French bread. I said, okay. But meantime, I had got some codfish. I had some green bananas and all different things that go with. I made this pot of codfish and cook all it for me and my husband. So the girl came and I set the table up and she said, I smell codfish. I said, cut out, you know codfish? Oh, my Miss Stone, do I know codfish? May I have codfish instead of this? And she's got ate and ate. I go get up and go back in my pot. I said, don't do that. That is my heart will kill you if you eat it more of his food, okay? But we had the same, I forgot that. We had the same thing in Queens. She invited the guy next door because they all went, she was the musical art downtown New York.
Right.
And he went to music or not. They went to the same school.
Okay.
And an African boy came and he went and he met the with the green boy next door.
Okay.
And he invited the green boy to spend the weekend with him. Well, my daughter invited them both to come to my house for dinner.
Mm.
So she told me, she says, I invite, I forgot his name, and they have an African friend
Mm-hmm.
to come over for dinner. I said, what are you going to feed them? What we can feed? Oh, boy, you can get them dinner steak and a French fry and a salad. So I said, okay. So I got first nice big steak, French fry, and that African boy walking, and I got the red snapper
Mm.
and tropical food, bananas and what. And he walked in my kitchen. He said, "Oh, you have fish." He says, "Do you mind if I cook the fish?" I said, "No, if I don't mind," but I said, "I have steak and French fries for you. I don't want the steak and French fries. I want some fish. So I can cook it for you all, for you and me and you and your husband will eat with." When that time get in the kitchen and cook that cook was delicious.
Mm.
He kind of steam it like,
Oh, okay.
and he did a beautiful job of cooking that fish. And then me they set up I played the piano and I think the guitar.
Oh, okay.
And the Miss Green next door came and said, "But Lisa got come home."
Okay.
Said the mom. Because I think they will go spend the night. So yeah, so anyway.
About how old was Vicky?
That time she was 14.
14?
40, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And she was going to music, and she was going to music and arts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was that. I tell you, she had a bad habit of inviting people to dinner, and they don't know what they go, and then they call and want something far different what she suggests. Yes, right.
Now, when did Vicky start playing? Did she play the organ for church?
Yes, she played the organ what you call it? No. What happened was they had you have two services.
Okay.
One at 8 o'clock and one at 11:15.
Okay.
So at the 8 o'clock there was a guy named I get his name. He played the 8 o'clock service.
Mm-hmm.
So he used to come and practice on the organ every week.
Okay.
So Herman I said to him, "I want you to give my daughter Vicky organ lessons. And this way you will have to pay to practice the organ." Because he told me, I asked him, I said, "You're an organist, why you did practice?" He wanted to play the cathedral
Okay.
organ.
Yeah.
So you had to practice more to play the cathedral organ.
Mm-hmm.
So he told her, and he said, "Well, I will give you daughter organ lessons if she is very proficient on the piano."
Mm-hmm.
So he put Vicky's and he said, oh yes, she can learn the organ because the the organ is okay we play the hand,
Mm-hmm.
but the foot
Mm-hmm.
do the same thing the hand does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that the and that is a thing I found out when we came down south. They only use one foot, but in New York they use both
Both
feet.
feet. Oh, okay.
So so with that she used to, and I trying to remember whether she played the organ. Um, Maybe once or twice, not often.
Mm-hmm.
But when she came um, to Augusta,
Augusta.
when she was on vacation, she would play the organ.
Okay. Okay.
I remember one of the movement at the choir.
Mm-hmm.
You know, young girl will tell me how to sing. I don't want to sing. You know, God. Vicky was a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
God, when she played for Ginger's wedding, and the lady was singing. I was so sick of Vicky. No, that's not the way God did it. Oh, Lord. And that woman was patient. Me, I don't forget it. I have no more to do with it. So, that was it.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Well, that's it, Mr. Dale.